Good morning, warriors. It is 11:35 on the 10th day of June 2025. I call this meeting to order. We rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a prayer.
Uncover. Uncover. Heavenly Father, we ask that you guide us in our efforts, grant us the wisdom to seek your will. Let us undertake our task with courage and follow your direction to serve our God and country. May our efforts benefit our fellow warriors, veterans, and community. With honor and dignity, we pray for our comrades that we may enjoy the blessings of freedom purchased at a great cost. With honor, loyalty, and the spirit of courage, we pray for our comrades in the hospitals and at homes recovering from the illnesses and sufferings from disabilities and discomforts. Comfort them and their families. May all who are not present rest in peace. Moment of silence.
No,
We could have a moment of silence for those who are not here. We consecrate our hearts to live with the ideals and principles of our American values and continue our fellowship, that we may ask in your name, O Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Recover.
Can we sit it? Marshal, can we have roll call?
Yes, sir. American Legion, Post 59. Black Widows. Catholic War Veterans.
Present.
Disabled American Veterans.
Present.
Korean War Veterans. LULAC Veterans.
Present.
Marine Corps League.
Present, sir.
South Texas, Afghanistan, and Iraqi Veterans.
He's not online, sir. Not yet.
He's online? No.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Texas Military Department of Solar and Family Readiness. VA Outpatient Clinic. Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Present.
Webb County Service Office. Council Member Vanessa Perez.
Present.
Sir, you do have a quorum.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is approval of minutes for the meeting of May 13, 2025.
So moved.
For a motion, we have second.
Second.
A motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Motion passes. Thank you. Next item is public comments. Do we have anybody that signed up? Nobody?
Only for communication, sir.
Okay. Next item on the item is communications and announcements by a Catholic War veteran representative to discuss a Flag Day event June 14th at Vietnam Veterans Plaza. Segovia?
Good morning.
Morning.
For the record, Jesus Segovia, Catholic War Veterans. This coming Saturday, June 14th, at Vietnam Veterans Plaza, we will be holding a ceremony, which is a National Flag Day. At this time, we will retire all flags that are no longer, usable, and every flag that is torn up needs to be retired at this ceremony. If you all know of people that have flags, please, bring them to the American Legion or bring them there this coming Saturday. And so far, I've got 3 Boy Scouts that will be participating. Looking for more Boy Scouts, but at least there are 3 right now that'll help us with the retirement of the flags. The ceremony should start at 9 o'clock sharply until 11 o'clock. the other girl who is with the, ¿cómo se llama? Action Committee or something. There's another group that is gonna be participating with us. And, she has already bought, 200, paletas, for all the kids that might be there. And, we need to, really put it out there on the news, so we can have a good, presentation. And, hopefully our city mayor will say a few words on that day. But it is scheduled for this coming Saturday, Saturday the 14th, at 9 to 11 a.m. If y'all can help with the passing of the word for the retired flags, as long as they are cotton, we cannot burn any of the other material. What do you call it? Nylon, all that. Yeah, they have to be a cotton flag. And that's it. That's all I have for today.
Any questions or comments?
Question.
Yes, sir.
There's a Foot Locker by the flag of the Catholic cemetery. Who's going to pick up the flags there? They're disposed for retirement.
It's a disposal bin.
Are you talking about regular 3x5 flags or the small ones?
It doesn't matter.
Normally, the small flags that we do, they're not used at the retirement.
I'm sorry, what? The small
The
flags?
small flags that we use at the veterans plots, okay? The 8x10 or whatever, the ones that we use on Memorial Day, those flags are not retired.
So it has a minimum length of, size of 3x5 or bigger?
Yeah. That's what I understand, according to them.
Because they're still official flags. They represent the veterans that died.
Check out with Commander Gomez.
No.
He's the one that mentioned
The
that.
flag protocol is not from Gomez.
Well, Gomez said we don't retire those
We
flags.
need to follow the flag protocol.
Oh, check it out.
He needs to check out the protocol, because they are official.
Well, I understand you don't retire those flags.
Well, from him. But we need to check the protocol.
We'll look into it,
Yeah.
Mr. Hernandez.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions?
Is there a contingency for the polyester ones, when we did the flag retirement, a contingency for the polyester flags,
The nylon.
the nylon?
Nylon, you can't burn those.
Well, I know you can't burn them, but I'm saying, when we did the flag ceremony last time, those have to be buried, is my understanding.
Yeah.
Is there any contingency for those? I know that the majority of the flags that need to be retired
Right.
are of the material that you can't burn.
Right. So, if anybody brings nylon flags, I guess, I have no idea. We haven't planned it out to see what we're gonna do with those. Maybe we can dig a hole in the ground somewhere in there in the park and bury them. But, that's new to me. I was just told that, we do not burn any nylon flags.
Right, we don't burn them.
So,
Well, to follow up on Mr. Alvarez's question, most of those small flags that are placed at the cemetery and that we fly in our cars and things like that are made out of polyester or nylon.
yeah, they're polyester.
Yeah, so that would not be able to qualify if that's the case. But certainly we need to follow up and do some research and see what the protocol is.
Oh, okay,
Marshall, you take care of that, correct?
thank you.
I have a question for Mr.
Question.
Rivas. Did they burn, polyester flags?
Can you come up to the podium, please, and
No, Mr. Rivas.
Who?
Yes, just a quick question. Sir, whenever they did that event with the Boy Scouts, did they retire polyester flags, sir?
They did.
They did?
Yes, Jesus Rivas for the record.
Okay.
Yes, but they had a combination of cotton and polyester and nylon flags.
Okay.
The cotton ones were burned, or the ones that could burn were burned. Everything else, because they have the reservation out there at Camp Pusachi? I think it's Camp Pusachi. So they were able to bury the remainder of the flags out there in a dedicated location.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
thank you. Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Mr. Segovia. Next item on the agenda is by a veteran of the Foreign Wars representative to discuss a rock march for September the 4th, or for the 4th of July, rather, a 5K plan for September 11th, and to seek assistance from finding permanent home for the VFW. Yes, sir.
Yes, correct. Jesus Rivas again for the record. First item is the ruck march that it's the bike organization, the club that they have. They're the ones that sponsor it. We're co-sponsors to the event, but we will hold a ruck march on the 4th of July at 8 in the morning from the National Guard Armory. The community is invited. We encourage they carry a 20-pound bag, but it's not required. If they just want to go out there and walk with us, that's awesome. Right? For the Memorial Day, I think we had about 30 people show up, and we walked together. It was nice. I know typically 4th of July is the one that attracts the most people. It's a federal holiday, and everybody's, I don't know, more people seem to participate 4th of July. But the community is invited. No questions on the ruck march?
Any questions or comments?
Do the backpacks have to be empty?
They could be empty. So
80 pounds?
a lot of veterans do wear the so some weighted backpacks, but it's not required. As long as you're out there with us, it's what really matters. And showing the community that we're here in the community, we're active in the community.
What time of this event is going to be happening, sir?
8 in the morning
8 in the
is
morning.
step off time. SP
Will there be participating ribbons?
ribbons. Could you elaborate on ribbons? Well, I don't know.
Participation, because they don't give out T-shirts.
No. There's no medals. There's no shirts. Well, there's no mama, no papa. It's not a paid event. It's free to participate. What I'm getting at. Doing the ruck itself it's an accomplishment, especially when you get to ruck with soldiers, family members, and community members. Get to ruck next to the war veterans and
No kids?
no gifts, sir. We do typically give out free hot
Children.
dogs. Children are welcome to come. We've had animals come. All the above. If they can walk, they are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions on the 4th of July and September 11th event? Comments? On the permanent home for VFW meetings and...
Yes,
and so forth.
we at the VFW do not have a permanent home, much like our other sister chapters around the nation. We've been trying to coordinate and link whatever strings that we can, whatever contacts we had individually, but we're not having a lot of success in trying to find a permanent home with the city. I know the cities, for other organizations, veteran organizations, they've offered buildings for like $1 rent and things like that. We're looking at something to that effect, right?
Well,
Something we can maintain, something we can, that isn't too costly.
let me offer you this, or make this offer to you.
Okay.
That I don't know whether you want to call it a permanent, but obviously be available anytime it's available. That it's not being used, but certainly it will be available for your meetings on a permanent basis if that's what you're looking for. But
Okay.
we have at Playmore a conference/banquet room that can be a big room that will hold up to maybe 200 people, and we can be divided into 2 smaller rooms with all the facilities that you need to present PowerPoints presentations, so forth, and you're also certainly welcome to post whatever flags or so on that you want to put in that building, and don't have to take it in and out. You can stay there permanently as far as for your meetings. Now, as far as being able to use that room, it will be available anytime, other than the day that you have for your meetings, it will be set aside for you permanently.
Right.
Any other time, you're welcome to use it as long as it's not being used for another function.
Yes, we do have
And there is no cost to that.
Right. The facility that we use right now, there's no cost to it either, right? We use the LNF conference room.
Right.
That's in the back. Suits about 50 plus people.
Well,
as
is there, if it helps you at least until you find something more suitable, is there for your use if you?
Yes,
if
no,
you wish.
we're looking more along lines of something that we would, that the VFW would maintain and own essentially. I'm sure you guys have been to other cities and seen the VFWs, and we're trying to catch up to a lot of what we're capable of essentially. Right? I just know we've run into a couple of roadblocks, but if you do have assistance, I did think the building, one of the buildings they offered was over here by the plaza, but the one that had burned down. It's just a shell essentially. The floor is dirt. They did offer us that one, right? But renovations are upwards of $500,000. Right? It's just bare bones, which is a great location, right? Great. It's near the plaza here in San Agustin, but that requires more effort, right? Potentially with the council members and congressmen, and trying to pull funds to try to fix it up. Right?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How much square footage do you need, or what is it that you're looking for, like offices for daytime use, and you're still gonna have that other place for meetings, or you looking for a place for meetings and offices?
Yes, all the above, right? All the above, meetings, reception area, offices. We can make a space work. Granted, the size of it, but
So any idea on the square footage?
the exact square footage, I don't have the exact square footage that we would need. It's similar to I've been to the American Legions, right? They have a nice facility as well, good size. Something similar to that wouldn't be out of the question. But if you do have contacts, sir, to be able to help us out with the city, with locating a permanent home, that'd be awesome.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Comment?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we'll definitely look in to see what we have in our inventory and see if maybe we can start off with something more like an office that you can still utilize some of these conference room options when you need to have bigger meetings. If we don't have something that's big enough to have both. I did want to acknowledge that we have Commissioner Ricky Jaime here in the audience. And I don't mean to put him on the spot, but maybe him and maybe the county and the city can get together and see what we can do to help. Between the two entities, we should probably have at least some availability to help out.
That would be awesome.
I just drove by a couple of buildings here that kind of caught my eye.
They're
They
not
belong
being
to the county.
utilized. Yeah, they're owned by the city.
Or I thought it was owned by the county. The old Greyhound bus station, catty corner to the county courthouse. And right across the street is another building that used to be different offices. It used to be a JP office that seems to be unoccupied. The one that used to be the Greyhound office, catty corner from the courthouse, is pretty spacious. It used to be our courthouse meeting for a while, and it used to be the PA representative building for a while, and then it's got a lot of parking space in there because they used to have the buses there. So it's something that just to give you a heads up that those buildings, I believe that they're not occupied.
Yes, no. To update the committee, right? Last year we accumulated over 3,000 hours of community service. We for our district, which includes the southern district, where we did win all state for our district, and just we do have a lot of participation, a lot of events, and a lot of our members are very active in the community. We're doing a lot, and we're just looking for.
There's no doubt your organization is very active in helping improve the quality of life of our warriors. There's no doubt about that, and we appreciate that.
And the last thing is just it's still in the early stages of development, right? But we're having a September 11th 5K fundraiser for the VFW. We're the ones hosting, and it's in memory of September 11th. Is what it'll be. It'll be a 5K walk run. But I'll post more details on that in another coming meeting.
Tentatively, when is that scheduled for?
Tentatively, it's the weekend after. I think September 11th lands in the middle of the week.
Okay.
Right, so it'd be the weekend after is what we're looking at.
Give us more information in the coming meetings.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that, sir.
All right.
Any other questions or comments?
One question.
Yes, sir.
Have we considered the cost of maintaining the
Yes.
VFW house, home, the, not only the security, the lights, all of the costs?
Yes, that.
We
well,
also need an armory to
correct.
start off the honor guards,
Correct.
and,
Those discussions have been had, yes. The price of maintenance usually relies on the size of the facility that we have. So, but yes, we had a discussion. We are looking for an armory to set up an armory for our own honor guard and establishing.
but first we have to establish the building.
Yes.
That's why he was asking about the
The square footage.
square footage, if it includes the armory, such start. Veterans have had the problem of weapons stolen
Okay.
because of the lack of security.
Well, you're assuming certain things based on different organizations. And I don't know who you're referring to. They got their stuff stolen.
No, I'm also referring to VFW. In San Antonio on the south side, they had all the weapons stolen. And they said it was an inside job because too many people knew where they were and how to get in through the backside and everything.
I mean, if that were the concern, then any organization that has weapons and an
Yes.
armory would be a
Yes.
concern. So we don't not set things up because of fear of somebody stealing things. We still press forward. We have a bigger purpose.
But that is one of the concerns we need to look into.
Sure.
In order to be able to help you or assist you in trying to find you a permanent home, is your organization willing to pay rent?
Of course, yes. Maintenance fees. If we can curve on the rent, right? Because I know sometimes they can rent facilities out for $1. This always helps out. But maintenance fees, utilities, all that stuff. I mean, we can manage.
Well, very good. We'll keep it in mind, and we'll let you know if we run into anything. We're asking everybody to kind of look out, to be on the lookout to find and obviously what you're talking about here, you're speaking about a substantial size
Yes.
in order to have an armory and
Yes.
conference rooms and things like that. So I would imagine you're looking at 5,000 square feet or better.
Yeah. I mean, we could look at details as we go, right? Depending on what's available, we can discuss that further.
Very good. I appreciate it, sir. Any other questions or comments?
Chairman, I just wanna ask maybe if Marshall and maybe Mr. Garza can kind of lead the conversation on finding a facility that.
Yes, ma'am.
I know 5,000 square feet is kind of a lot, but we do have smaller, like I said, we could maybe find something smaller.
It doesn't have to be 5,000 square feet, but we don't know what's available. Right?
Right.
We've been
Well,
trying to look.
And you want it like the American Legion indoor and outdoor, or
Ideally, sure.
That would be ideal.
Ideal, but we don't know what's available. If at the end of the day it's just an indoor facility, well, then so be it.
and then you need a room big enough to hold your meetings.
Correct.
Also,
Correct.
not just offices.
Correct.
I don't know if the old air base has any vacant buildings right now.
We should.
There might be some at the air base, and that might be a place to start looking at.
I know there was a vacant building over there by the VA clinic, but because it was inside of the
Airport.
Yeah, airport.
Yeah, they have strict rules for,
Right.
for that one.
Yeah. Well, we do have some other buildings.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see what we have.
Yeah, there's an old barrack-looking building that used to be a Texas workforce. I don't know if that's occupied or not, but that would be an ideal place. So it'd be
That sounds
a
awesome.
place that would possibly work out for you.
Okay. Last thing, it's not on the agenda, but I would like to ask. We haven't had a meeting for the committee on the bylaws, and I'd like to get that started here before the next meeting for next month. But I forgot the members that had. that this committee had assigned to that
Oh,
committee.
that's correct.
Would we happen to know those? I know Mr. Guadalupe was on there, myself, Quijano,
David Garza.
Marshall.
But just for the record, we have been operating on the Robert Rules of Orders since we got organized. That's been the general rules that we've been operating by.
Right.
And Chairman, Mr. Chairman, the committee does have some, when the committees are established, they do have a, not necessarily bylaws, but like terms and conditions, you know, for establishment, like who's gonna be participating and all that. So
Right.
there is a-
As far as election to the chairs up there and things of that nature, I don't think those are fully established.
Well, I think when we first started, we talked about maybe holding meetings in a separate space because everybody that makes up the committee is all equal, but we didn't have a place where everybody could be
Yes.
all at the same table. I mean, maybe we could move, like we talked about moving to another venue where it would be more, it wouldn't be so much of like up here versus, you know,
Sure,
down there. Cause everybody's pretty much equal as long as you have a membership on the committee. Maybe we could continue that conversation or incorporate that you all sit up here somehow or change those types of rules within the bylaws, but, did you get a copy of the original founding document that established the committee originally?
I do believe we do have a copy of it. We're
Okay.
looking to. I know do we hold elections in this committee?
No,
we
it's
do.
well,
Nominations.
Nominations and elections.
well, it actually is the president from every organization. That's the one that's
Right,
represented
but,
on the committee.
In order to establish our executive, the chairman, vice chairman, and so on and so forth, we do have nominations and an election.
Every year.
Every what?
We haven't had just one since we started.
Since the beginning, we've never held an election.
Correct.
Okay.
So, Chair, Mr. Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
I recommend for us, the committee, to find a date and
Yes.
a time, and let's get together, because we said we were gonna do it.
I
And we
agree,
haven't
and
done
I've been dragging my feet. I'm gonna blame myself as well. But I would like to initiate movement on that, and at least get the committee, the subcommittee, talking about how we're gonna do this or how we're gonna proceed moving forward. And if it's written in the bylaws that every so often, right, we hold elections to for whatever, then so be it. Then we'll abide by the current bylaws if that's in there, or make adjustments if necessary.
Yes, because we do need the bylaws. I was never able to locate them. This committee was established many, many years ago through the mayor, and when it was handed to me, there was no bylaws.
Yes.
So
That's the understanding right now. The
And maybe
bylaws
there
are
were.
vague.
maybe they're somewhere, but I not able to locate them. I've been asking, and then some files were given to me on a USB, and I dig through that, didn't find anything, so.
Okay. I know every committee in the city has bylaws.
Right.
So let's get together.
Yes.
I don't remember exactly when this committee got organized. I think it was about 3 years ago.
No, actually,
Longer.
Longer.
actually, yes, there was
Well, no,
another,
I mean, this particular
oh,
committee.
ours,
Yes.
yeah, maybe about,
5?
Well, this particular committee, in my recollection, is a committee that has been held together the most ever in the history of that I remember
Right.
of committees as far as the Veterans Affairs Committee for City of Laredo. That has had regular meetings on a timely basis. I think we cancel meetings only because of necessity.
Not enough. Yeah.
Things like that, but this committee has done some really good work, thanks to organizations like yourselves and everybody that's here. And we sit up here only because this is the way the building, the room is set up, not because any other reason, and there've been questions about that in the past.
Sure. I mean that's not the issue, right?
But this committee, because of the way it was organized, I believe when we have a member of every service, veteran service organization in the city and the county being a member, I think that's one of the main reasons why we've been able to stick together and provide and issues that provide quality of life for our warriors and veterans. That's
Well,
the reason, because
this
we do
committee-
have a good representation.
This committee's done an amazing job. There's nobody doubts that.
Right.
But like any committees, with bylaws, and elections should be held, right, for vice president, for the president,
No doubt.
or whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So we'll set a time whenever you can, Mr. Alvarez, not Randy, I'm sorry, Mr. Quijano, yourself, and myself. I think it was 5 of us.
It was 5. It was Lupe,
Mr.
myself,
Garza was on
David
Carlos,
Garza.
Mr. Oh, yes.
I
okay.
don't remember the 5th.
David Garza.
David Garza, yes,
Yes.
that's what it is. Okay.
Yes, sir. So,
So I will put together something. I'll get some contact numbers from you guys, and I'll immediately after this meeting, I'll put a group together, and we'll discuss on when to meet.
Mr. Alvarez,
I believe,
Oh,
oh, sorry, sir.
go ahead.
I would like to see the groups involved submit a copy of their bylaws so we can get them all together and from there go
So you want?
combine the bylaws.
Okay.
I-
I don't
That's up
understand
to the
question.
committee to do that. I
Yeah.
believe that might be a little bit too complicated to try to incorporate different bylaws by what we have now, 15 different organizations.
Right. That would be a task to,
Yeah,
to
it would
sort
be.
through 15 different organizational bylaws to
But
form one.
again, that's why the committee was formed, to be able to come up with
Yeah,
with a set of
we'll take care of that.
rules so that we can vote on it and then have the city council, present it to city council also. I believe that we need to do that,
Yeah.
in order to approve it. But,
The
once
goal
we
ultimately,
approve it-
obviously, is to improve and to
Yeah,
better
okay.
this organization. Yes.
Very good. Marcia, you got a question?
Yes, I believe, Mr. Alvarez, you were reaching out to Tom Ramirez for, maybe he was able to locate the old bylaws, remember? You were telling me,
Ramirez,
Mr. Tomas Ramirez, that,
Rodriguez.
Rodrigo, okay, yes. Did he ever find anything?
Yeah,
Oh, he did find them?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, we've got the bylaws,
Oh,
but,
wow.
PDF that you have to download and everything,
Oh, okay.
that was the problem.
Sure. Well, if there's bylaws, then we just haven't had.
Yeah, that-
we just
that-
haven't
that
been
would be a
abiding
good
by the
starting
election
point.
Process then.
Yeah,
That would be a good starting point, yes.
but my concern is that there are some groups that are asking for bylaws that don't have any bylaws,
Okay. I mean, I know the VFW, we have bylaws. I mean,
that's right.
but if an organization
But
doesn't
this
have
way-
bylaws,
This way we could involve all the groups.
I
Because there's
would-
a lot of bylaws that are,
Sure. I think we'll discuss that as a subcommittee. That's what we're for.
that
Yeah,
would
that
feel
would be
left out.
an issue for the committee to tackle.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I mean, the bylaw committee. Very good. Any other questions or comments? Thank you, sir, we really
Thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much, committee.
Thank you,
God
sir.
bless you guys.
And we appreciate all that you do for us.
Without a doubt.
There's a lot of stuff that you do that goes unnoticed, and I want to appreciate everything you do.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Next item on the agenda is by Marine Corps League representative to discuss safety during the 4th of July festivities and the distribution of lapel pins by Mayor Trevino. Mr. Alvarez, you have this? Who has this?
Yes, Mr. Alvarez, Marine Corps League. Safety has always been first in our agenda. We don't think very little of it because we do it all the time. But every 4th of July, we kind of forget because we want to celebrate the Independence Day and fireworks and the children with the little sparklers. And we need to think about safety. The children, sure, supervise the children and think about if it's a dry season, fires and children running out in the street in the neighborhood. Think about driving, drinking, and no firearms because the bullets have to stop somewhere. No firing. And along those lines, be very conscious. Be very conscious. Tell everybody around you, hey, listen, the children come first. They're our future. We have to take care of them. Safety first. Thank you, sir. Fire Marshal?
Yes, sir. Safety first. I agree.
Any questions or comments? Thank you, Mr. Alvarez.
Now, the second on the agenda was that the mayor's son mentioned that he has not forgotten us about the key to the city. They have ordered, and they're depending on the date that they receive, that they can present to the veterans. It's in the future. They're going to, or they ordered, or they're going to order lapel pins instead of little commemorative key to the cities. A lot of veterans were asking, are we gonna get a commemorative key itself? And I asked him about it. He says, well, actually, it would be a lot more easier for us to wear a lapel pin instead of a replica. So that's in the making right now. That's the mayor does not want us to forget that he's working on it, and they're going to get a hold of city council to see when they can schedule. But first, they have to receive them before they can schedule the meeting to give us the commemorative. Anything else? Any questions?
Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Mr. Alvarez.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Next,
Vanessa.
next item on the agenda is by a Peers Network representative to discuss the efforts to bring awareness to the veterans' suicide crisis with a 32-mile run. So how much did you do that Saturday, Randy?
32 miles.
It was 32 also?
Yeah, 32 miles.
Gosh,
I was with you guys all the way, you know, in my mind.
That's good.
25 minutes? Wow.
25 minutes? No, I didn't do it in 25 minutes. No, that's because that would be ludicrous.
You almost won, except that there were 240 people in front of you that got in the way.
No, you all did great. I struggled to do 32 paces.
Yes.
I thought about you
Randy,
32
you know,
times.
peer service coordinator. No, I just want to, say thank you to the community. The Hope and Honor Run was a great success. It started off as a personal journey and it just blew up. And the amount of support that the community, they showed up. They really did. It was amazing to see everyone out there supporting and showcasing the support and resilience as a community for something that is very impactful, and that is to bring suicide awareness, not only to veterans, but to the community as well. It was really, it was heartfelt. I'm glad that I did initiate the journey because it does bring the conversation to the table. It does bring the conversation, and it is okay to ask for help. I don't want anyone out there, especially our veteran community, to feel like they're alone, that they're not understood. Also, it shows the appreciation that I have for the family and friends, because like I mentioned last time, they do fight alongside us, and oftentimes they do suffer in silence. And I want them to know that just like they have our back, we have theirs. And it was a great success, and I'm very thankful for the Zapata community as well, because if you haven't seen videos or pictures, I encourage you to do so on social media. There's a lot of good pictures and videos out there that showcase the support and the strength of our community. One thing that I want to add that's not on the agenda is June 28th is the peer support group meeting for this month, and there's going to be a representative from suicide prevention giving a presentation on the services and resources that we have for our veteran community and our family and friends. So I encourage everyone to participate and attend. It's going to be June 28th at the public library there on Colton and McPherson, the main library, and it's at 12:30 in the afternoon. It's the last Saturday of the month, and they're going to be presenting on suicide prevention and awareness and the resources and stuff like that. The individual that's going to be presenting, his name is Pedro Villarreal. He works for the VA and he's the suicide prevention coordinator in the area. So,
What time?
Any other questions or comments?
at 12:30, 12:30, June 28th, last Saturday of the month. Also, just giving you an update as well with the success of the Hope and Honor Run. Like I said, it started as a personal journey and it just blew up to what it became, a community effort. Everyone gathered together, grabbed resources, the ceremony, the fire and rescue, everybody was there. Want to give you an update on the 17th. It was supposed to be 22 for 22, Battle for Zero, the event that I had mentioned last meeting for the trail run, the 4-mile trail run at the Shiloh Trails. I haven't gotten in contact with Dr. Tyler King. It's his district, and I'm still waiting to hear from him for his support. I know that Mr. Gutierrez from District 5, he didn't hesitate to sponsor the Laredo Mud Fiesta. It was a good initiative. This 4-mile trail run is also trying to raise awareness for suicide, veteran suicide. And it's actually, September is Suicide Prevention Month. So I'm aiming to host it on September. Since it's the data changed from 22 to 17, now it's going to be 17 for 17, Battle for Zero. But again, I haven't had a chance to talk to Dr. King. He, I don't know, I've been trying to reach him to no avail. So if, Ms. Pettis, so if you have a connection with him, I'm still trying to get a meeting with him to see if, just give me a yay or nay. If not, I could go another route and see what I can do to host that event.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
So you wanted to be at the Shiloh Trails, because you couldn't, I mean, if,
It's the Shiloh Trails because I like to, it's a trail run. That area does have like the trail is for what I'm picturing is ideal. It's not as challenging, but it is like, it takes you out of Laredo and to another place, if that makes sense. The scenery, the whole trail is just different.
have you ever looked at the trails that we have at Father McNichol Park?
I haven't. I've been there a long time ago. I haven't been recently, so I could go check them out.
If you wanna go check them out, I mean, we have trails, hike and bike trails along the riverbank. They're really beautiful.
Really,
And, we've had, 401, I mean,
5K.
5Ks. I'm thinking of retirement.
Or 1K.
5Ks.
Is that your district?
Yeah,
now?
I know, my mind's somewhere else. 5K, yeah, that's my district.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 5Ks and, bike rides. I mean, we've had all kinds of events out there. We have hiking events out there, so it's, I mean, if you wanna check it out, I'm willing to work with you on it in my district. If not, I can definitely talk to Dr. King for you.
No, I would be honored to. I don't like asking for things. If you know me, like I'll ask one time and then it's like I kind of feel like a burden if I have to ask you, and I know that it's extremely busy. Everything you have a lot of those
Right.
things to do. But if you tell me like, hey, this date, like just remind me, I'll remind you and stuff. I don't mind that.
Just give me the information and pick the place that you'd like to have it at, and it doesn't matter whose district it is. We'll
Okay.
make it happen.
Okay, sounds good. And just really quick, it would just be the trail run, and like there's nothing like out of this world that would have to be nothing like the Laredo Mud Fiesta. A lot of logistics and stuff.
No mud.
But thank you so much for offering, and I really do
Okay.
appreciate it, Ms.
Of
Bettis.
course, of course.
Sir,
Yes,
may I speak?
yes, ma'am.
Randy, you should really go see those trails. They're very nice, and like you said, out of Laredo experience, it's like that. It's beautiful. So, and the trails are a little wider, so they're gonna be running. You could pass people up, or, you know,
And you don't have to worry so much about bikes, because, you know, it would be hard to close off the Shiloh trails to all the bikers, but the hike and bike trails are kind of, it's easier to share, but we can make it work either way.
And it sounds more ideal with the parking and stuff, because I know I've been to the park. I don't know, I haven't been to the trails lately, but yes, that sounds great.
Well,
Yeah.
check them out, and then we'll talk this week.
Okay.
When you decide.
Sounds
Yeah, on the safety side, it's probably, obviously, a lot safer than doing a public roadway.
right.
well, the Shiloh trails
The
are.
Shiloh trails.
The Shiloh trails are.
Well, the last one you did to Zapata was on 83.
Oh, yeah.
That one was dangerous.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
that was 30.
Yeah, and that's not a very safe road to begin
No,
with.
I'm very thankful for
Yes.
Zapata County Sheriff's Office.
Even driving is tough.
Yeah.
Chairman,
Yes.
question for Randy.
Yes, sir.
Randy, can you explain to the committee what the chain represents? The chain you took on that run?
Oh, so I was wearing a chain, and the chain had 19 links. 17 of those links represent the veterans that die by suicide every day. The 2 extra links are the 2 most recent suicide deaths that we experience here in our community. So just to feel like that, you know, that the impact here is real. It doesn't just hit the veteran community, but it's everyone. So I was lifting that burden. I was carrying that burden on me, on myself, the weight of the issue for those 32 miles. Along the route, there was the community that the supporters that ran alongside me. They lifted the chain off my shoulders and ran with it because they wanted to lift that burden off my shoulders and feel the weight on theirs. So everything was a support, and we carried that weight together for 32 miles. So every step, every mile was mattered for a cause. And it was linked. It was 2 sets. They were linked together, and the other set just represented the community.
Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Any questions?
Question.
Comments? Yes, sir.
Did you have a backpack? So Border Patrol did not bother you?
No, they actually did show support. There was numerous Border Patrol agents that stopped, and one in particular, his name is Danny Martinez. He ran 3 miles with me in full gear,
Wow.
full uniform, for
Support.
3 miles.
Wow.
He's a fellow veteran too.
Awesome. Very good.
Wow.
Out.
Questions or comments? Thank you, Randy. Appreciate the work you do.
Thank you, Andrew.
Obviously, suicide and homelessness is an issue that's very much in our minds as far as the veteran community in general, but in our veterans warrior community, it's very much in our minds. Yes, sir.
Sir, before you adjourn, but after you get done with Randy, I have something to say. So, once you get,
I'm sorry?
well, before you adjourn, Commissioner Ricky Jaime wants to say a few words.
Absolutely. Commissioner?
Thank you.
Thank you, Randy.
Good afternoon, Chairman. Ricardo Jaime, County Commissioner for Precinct Number 4, for the record. First, I want to go ahead and thank all the veterans for the service that you guys provide for our community and for our country. I'm here to also thank Councilwoman Vanessa Perez. I know that she's always taken a strong lead in leading our community forward. I'm here to go ahead and I guess break the news that we have 2 things that the county has been working on, and we're moving forward on it. First is the parking lot right next to the American Legion on Zaragoza Street. We should have a groundbreaking ceremony soon. The parking lot, well, It was a property that the county owned that we're converting it into a parking lot. There's veterans that attend the American Legion. For now, there's an agreement where they are allowed to go ahead and park across the street, which is a county property. It's the Heritage Museum. There was an issue this February in where the veterans couldn't go ahead and raise the flag on the pole that they have there. I was informed that the City of Laredo Fire Department had made efforts to go ahead and assist them with the aerial truck that they have, but given that they have overhead wires, they weren't able to go ahead and do that. The county assisted. I have a picture. I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing it. I just and so we were able to help them out, and I believe this was last February. That kind of put me in a position to move forward on constructing a parking lot there. This was actually in November. I don't know if you have the ability. And so we went ahead and utilized a machine, and we had personnel go and put the rope back into the flagpole. The reasons why they couldn't attend to it is because the property next door had all these utility lines that that are positioned there. The county, I put an agenda item, made an agreement with AEP so we could go ahead and realign the easement towards them, towards the side. I also placed an agenda item so we could go ahead and have engineers work on creating a parking lot there. The issue that property has is that it has a runoff towards the end. They did design 9 parking spots. The city code required for them to have at least one parking lot designated for handicap, and I asked for 2. So it's going to have 2 handicap parking spots. They're going to cut the curve, and they're going to go ahead and start working on that. We should be having a groundbreaking for that soon. The estimated time of completion should be around 60 days. It's going to be an all cement constructed parking lot with a sidewalk kind. It's going to go ahead and provide support for that rock wall that is of an existence there on the side. Second is going to be the Veterans Service Center / museum. It is a community project that I inherited. It's a project that was approved in 2009, 2008. There was a lot of discussion on that project. The way I moved the project forward was that I recognized that the current Veterans Service Center that the county hosts right there in the corner of San Agustin and Washington, it's a very crowded office space. So it really doesn't allow privacy in the sakes of any dealings that veterans or their families have with our veteran service officers. So the idea is converting that property into a service center, transfer those employees to that building, and at the same token, move forward with the museum aspect of it. It brings security downtown. It gives the veterans parking space. Right now, the city provided a dedicated section of it, but it doesn't help on Washington Street. But it doesn't help the disabled veterans gain access to the building because there's a bunch of oak trees that are along the sidewalk. This current position is going to allow, I guess, the service center, the veterans centers, officers, the ability to go ahead and provide privacy to the people that are seeking any form of help, and at the same token, a section for them to go ahead and see the history that we have in our community. That's located on right in the corner of Iturbide and San Bernardo. Any other concerns that the city or this board should have, please feel free to reach out to me, and maybe we could go ahead and start on working something together. I appreciate everybody's time and service. Thank you.
We, before you leave, Commissioner, you are referring to the location where the museum is gonna be?
Yes, sir.
There is, through the veterans community, a lot of discussion has been done through this committee in the past.
Right.
And this committee had a vote and voted against the museum in that particular location.
Right.
While we appreciate having a veteran service for our veterans, because the location, as you spoke, is not adequate for us,
Right.
Starting with the parking. But there is a consensus by this committee. I think there was only one vote against the passing of this motion, that we were not in favor of that location to serve as a,
Right.
as a museum, and I'm sure you're aware of all of that. I
Yes,
just
sir.
want to make that, in case you were not aware, that this committee, by a vote of 9-1, I believe, I don't remember the exact
And
number.
for the work that has been completed, Mr. Chair, the county is using general fund money. We were able to go ahead and position ourselves to be very healthy within our budget. It is going to be at a commitment of $4.5 million, and I think that the design is going to pay respect to the veterans that are going to go and seek help. Right now, the office that is being designed is very adequate and very deserving to the families and the veterans that are going to seek help. So I appreciate your service and your time with this committee. Thank you.
How big is that building? How many square footage is going to be available for our veterans service? Not counting the museum, just to take care of the warriors in needs.
I think the current space right now is I think 900 square feet or 1,000, and it's gonna be up to I think 2,000, 2,500. I could have the architects come and give a presentation. The construction document should be filed, I guess, within these upcoming days. If not, if it hasn't been filed, and the completion should be in 1 year.
And it's going to be a veteran service /
Center.
museum
Yes, sir.
facility?
Yes, sir.
And, okay, it would be something to presentation for our veterans to see exactly what we provided, because obviously our goal here, our mission, is to
Right.
provide and to improve the quality of life for our veterans.
And this is what it's exactly going to go ahead and do. It's going to improve the quality of service that we're going to go ahead and provide to the veterans. It's our way of giving back to the persons that ultimately gave up their lives or risked their lives. Being a son of a veteran that is no longer here is my way of contributing to my memory of him and my uncles and my grandfather and that served our country. And it's a project that has been lingering for a long time, and I'm glad to go ahead and push this forward. Thank you.
And obviously, parking is one of the biggest problems
Yes.
with our older warriors, not
Yes,
so
sir.
much with the younger ones. But parking is very, very much in our minds because
Yes,
of our
sir. Yes.
inability to do 32 miles
Right.
or 5K runs.
So the persons that it's going to service, the project is going to have parking on the north end of that property, within inside of the property, and the same token, we've had meetings with the city, and the city mentioned that they're willing to donate and dedicate that side of the street for extra parking for the veterans. So the property will host adequate parking for people that are seeking service, and it's also going to provide additional parking space within the site of San Bernardo.
How is this facility going to be named or called? Do you have
I
any
think it's
idea yet?
a veterans center, I believe.
Yes, they took out the Farias out of it, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Have a
for
good day.
your presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? As we do normally before we adjourn, because during the meeting, we have things that come to our mind that we want to talk about improving and for the betterment of our warriors. This is the time to do it. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I just wanted to thank Commissioner for his work on that. I know that, like you mentioned, there was a heated argument or like a debate on what the veterans wanted, but ultimately, I think the agreement was that we wanted to give you all something, you know, to honor your service, and so this is a good facility, and we can always talk about other facilities or expanding or doing something else, but I do want to commend the county for taking the lead on that project and bringing something for the veterans sooner than later, because it was a long time that we owed you all something.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about, and we talked about quite a bit about a one place shop for everything, you know. Obviously, it's not gonna be able to be there, but at least it's a start. To be able to have, I know the state, Randy and some other organizations that belong to this committee, we're scattered all over town, and we'd like to be able to go under one roof and be able to take care of multiple business with multiple different agencies, and that would be ideal. Yes, Mr. Rivera?
The one-stop shop is also part of the dream of VFW.
That is something that would be just, you know, the very best that we can provide for our veterans, that we don't have to run to different places to accomplish or be able to accomplish our needs. So, but that is a very good start. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Anything else?
Sir, I also want to thank you, Commissioner, for getting this ball rolling. It's been in the holding forever. I have seen the plans, the presentation, and in my opinion, just my opinion, because everyone's different, it looks real nice. Okay, so I want to thank you. And it's hard to satisfy everyone, as you know, but hopefully it's going to happen. It will happen.
And we do welcome a presentation by the architects at your convenience.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Anything else?
No, sir. Motion
Move to adjourn.
to adjourn.
It is 12:37 on the 10th day of June 2025. We have a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
Meeting is adjourned. Warriors, thank you very much. Commissioner, thank you for your presentation.